Hello and welcome to Capital TV Online News. My name is Olive Burrows and these are the stories making headlines. The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has recommended the closure of files on suspended Cabinet Secretaries Michael Kamau, Felix Koskei, CS Chirchir and Senator Mike Sonko for lack of evidence. EACC says it does not have enough evidence to recommend Kamau's prosecution on the complaint that he illegally contracted a Chinese firm to undertake 80% of the clearing and forwarding of imported cargo at the port of Mombasa for a period of 14 years. It says it also lacks sufficient evidence to support prosecution against Koskei on the charge that he secretly awarded permits for the importation of sugar despite national policy restricting duty-free sugar imports. The EACC says it would also be unable to substantively prove that Chirchir and Sonko sought to unlawfully make 1.4 billion shillings by influencing the award of a Kenya pipeline company tender. The EACC is also not recommending the prosecution of Narok Governor Sonko Tunai, who has been accused of flouting procurement law. It has, however, recommended that 8 members of the Makueni County government face charges for exceeding the budget approved by the county assembly. Talk show host Jeff Koinange and political analyst Tony Gashoka have been fined 2 million shillings each for contempt of court. Koinange and Gashoka in March linked businessman Jimmy Wanjigi's company to the Anglo leasing scandal in contravention of a court order. Wanjigi had obtained an injunction against the subject being discussed on the Jeff Koinange live show. Echoing what the United Nations Environment Programme has suspected for some time, Interior Cabinet Secretary Joseph Nkaiseri says poaching funds terrorism. He says police intelligence shows that the last ivory consignment seized in Asia, having come from Kenya, was intended to finance criminal activity, including that of the Mombasa Republican Council. And in business, President Uhuru Kenyatta tells parastatal employees to be ready to participate in the Salaries and Remuneration Commission's job evaluation exercise. He has also directed parastatals to implement the Public Sector Remuneration and Benefits Policy, which he launched on Friday at the Kenyatta International Convention Center.
I think it important that we all recognize the importance of the public service. We all have a responsibility to do, and I think it is important that we recognize that our job is not a normal job. Our job cannot just be a job that we do based on the compensation that we receive. Indeed, we must recognize that the jobs that we do have a direct impact on the lives of millions of our fellow citizens. And therefore, while I completely concur that we need to ensure that we enumerate and remunerate our public servants properly, we must accept that ours must be more of a calling than a fact that what we do on the basis of what we receive.
And now for the financial report. It seems talk that Victor Wanyama would jump at the chance to join the Gunners is just that, talk. He has quashed talk that he's angling for a move to the FA Cup champions Arsenal, or an offer has been made by the Gunners and will only think of potential transfers once he returns for pre-season training with Southampton. Media reports in England that have gained traction worldwide suggest he would jump at the chance to join Arsenal, having been forced to deny another Gunners link in April when he was quoted as saying Arsene Wenger had spoken about him. UK mass circulation tabloid The Sun reported that the Harambee Stars captain was under Wenger's watch, but speaking to Capital Sport, the midfield dynamo said he will only mull on a move away from St. Mary's when he rejoins them ahead of the 2015-16 campaign. And that's all we had for you on this edition of Capital TV Online News. For more on these other stories, please stay tuned to www.capitalfm.co.ke/TV. We'd like to hear your thoughts on whether or not Victor Wanyama would make an excellent Gunners player. I'm Olive Burrows. Thank you for watching.